Pope Francis is not thinking of resigning and is living a totally normal life following intestinal surgery in July. The 84-year-old hit back after reports emerged last week that he is considering following predecessor Pope Emeritus Benedict into retirement after the operation. Speaking to Spanish radio, Franz said, "I don't know where they got it from last week that I was going to resign, it didn't even cross my mind." The pontiff also thanked a male nurse at the Vatican for convincing him to undergo the operation to fix his symptomatic diverticular stenosis, a condition which involves a narrowing of the colon. Francis said he had previously been treating the illness, which can cause abdominal pain and bleeding, with antibiotics. "He saved my life," the Pope said of a nurse. Francis underwent surgery on July 4 and spent 11 days in hospital. "Now I can eat everything, which was not possible before. I lead a totally normal life," he said, adding that 13 inches of his intestine was removed. He further dismissed the report of his potential resignation by outlining his full schedule, with a trip to Hungary and Slovakia on September 12 to 15 and visits to Cyprus, Greece and Malta in the pipeline. He added that he is almost certain to attend the COP26 climate conference, which is due to take place in Glasgow in November. Newspaper Libero reported on August 23 that there was a conclave in the air at the Vatican, a reference to the secret meeting at which cardinals choose a new pope when the incumbent dies or resigns. It said that Francis had spoken of resigning, possibly to coincide with his 85th birthday in December. "Whenever a pope is ill there is always a breeze or a hurricane about a conclave," he told COPE. Pope Emeritus Benedict caused a stir when he resigned from his post in 2013 citing ill health, becoming the first pope to willfully quit the job since Celestine V in 1294. Pope Gregory XII had resigned in 1415, but did so to end the Western Schism, a split between bishops in Rome and Avignon, both of whom claimed to be the real pope. The Pope quotes Putin as he criticizes America and the West for trying to establish democracy in Afghanistan. Pope Francis has inadvertently quoted Vladimir Putin while criticizing the West's recent involvement in Afghanistan as an outsider's attempt to impose democracy. During a radio interview aired on Wednesday, the pontiff was asked about the situation in Afghanistan following the withdrawal of US and other NATO forces after almost 20 years of war, and the Taliban recapture of the country. The Pope said he would answer with a quote, which he attributed to German Chancellor Angela Merkel, whom he described as one of the world's greatest political figures. it's necessary to stop the irresponsible policy of enforcing its own values on others and attempts to build democracy in other countries based on outside models without taking into account historic, ethnic and religious issues and fully ignoring other people's traditions, the Pope said, using his own translation into Spanish. However, the words were not Merkel's, rather, they were spoken last month by Russian President Vladimir Putin during a visit by Merkel to Moscow. At the August 20th meeting, Putin delivered a scathing criticism of the West over Afghanistan, saying that the Taliban's rapid sweep over the country has shown the futility of Western attempts to enforce its own vision of democracy. Merkel, meanwhile, urged Russia to use its contacts with the Taliban to press for Afghan citizens who helped Germany to be allowed to leave Afghanistan. France's interview with Spain's Cadena COPE took place at the Vatican late last week. The station, owned by Spain's Catholic Bishops' Conference, said its content had been vetted by the Pope himself. Francis also said that all eventualities were not taken into account in the departure of Western allies from Afghanistan. I don't know if there will be any revision of what happened during the withdrawal, but there was much deceiving from the new authorities of Afghanistan, said the Pope. Either that or just too much ingenuity. Otherwise, I don't understand. Francis called for Christians across the world to engage in prayer, penance and fasting in the face of events in Afghanistan.